In 400 milliliters warm milk, I'm going to add 1.5 tablespoons of sugar, 14 grams of dry yeast or 50 grams of fresh yeast. I'm gonna mix this to melt the yeast. Then here I'm going to add 1 or 2 tablespoons of flour. I'm gonna mix this very well and let it rest for 10 to 15 minutes so the yeast will activate itself. This is our starter. I'm gonna put it aside. In a bowl of a mixer, I'm going to add 4 eggs and the remaining sugar of the total amount of 250 grams. I used there 1.5 tablespoons and I have left. Now I'm going to beat the eggs with the sugar until they double in volume. As you can see, the eggs change their color. I'm going to change to the dough hook. And here I'm going to add the milk in which previously I dissolved the yeast. The zest of 1 lemon. Some vanilla essence. And some lemon essence. I'm going to mix this a little bit. And now I'm going to start adding from the flour, around half of it. After I finish adding half of the flour, I'm going to knead it like this for 10 minutes. After 10 minutes of kneading half of the flour, I'm going to add the other half. Now I'm going to start adding the butter and the oil, 50 grams of melted butter and 50 milliliters of oil. I'm gonna add a little bit at a time. And knead until all is well incorporated. I'm going to finish this off by hand, kneading a little bit, but it's very sticky, so I'm going to help myself with a little bit of oil. I think 10 minutes is enough. Now I'm going to put it in the previous bowl, which is coated with flour. I'm gonna cover it and let it rest for 45 minutes. Then we'll continue. For the cheese filling, I am going to use 250 grams of Greek yogurt, to which I'm going to add 450 grams of ricotta cheese, sugar around 80 to 100 grams, or even more if you want it more sweet, 100 grams of raisins, washed, soaked a little bit in hot water. You can add a little bit of rum essence, 1 lemon zest, 4 tablespoons of semolina, vanilla essence, some orange and lemon essence, And I'm going to squeeze here a little bit of lemon juice and eggs. I'm going to add and mix and decide how much eggs I need. I don't want this filling to be too liquid. I go first with 2 eggs. And I think that 2 eggs are just perfect. And this is our filling. After 45 minutes, I'm gonna take the bread out once and fold it as if we were making croissants. I'm going to help myself with some oil and I'm going to fold it a few times. Now I'm going to turn it back in here and let it rest for another 40 to 45 minutes. After another 40 minutes, I am going to take the dough out. I'm gonna cut it roughly in half. And one of this, I'm gonna use it as the base for my bread. As you can see, it's growing very fast. I thinned out like 3 ropes, and now I'm going to use this to braid this bread. Now in the middle, I'm going to add the filling. With the other piece of dough, I divide it in 2, and I'm gonna make a chocolate bread. First of all, I'm gonna spread it. I'm going to use chocolate cream. I'm going to crush some nuts, walnuts inside, because I just love the walnuts. I'm going to roll this. Then I'm going to do the same thing with the other piece. This is the second piece. I'm gonna roll it. Now I'm going to cut them. And twist them. I have prepared here the tray. Twist it well at the edge. I'm gonna let them rest a little bit, then I'm going to give it an egg wash. Now it's time to give it an egg wash. And now this beauty is going to pop in the oven at 160 degrees for about 50 minutes. The chocolate bread is also ready. Now I'm going to bake this in the oven at 160 degrees for 50 minutes. This is the traditional Romanian Easter bread with sweet cheese, and this is a chocolate bread, also traditional Romanian bread filled with chocolate this time. It's still very hot, but you can see that it's very soft. I can't break it or cut it right now. I have to let it cool until it reaches the room temperature. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I hope you'll give this recipe a try.